Hey Asa, how are you
Lip,
doing?
hi, Miss Amani, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Uh,
Can I share my screen?
uh, me? Okay. I don't have your screen.
Oh, I will be sharing my screen, don't worry.
Yes, but let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
introduce you first, Miss Amani.
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me introduce Miss Amani to you. Miss Amani is currently serving as the head of the English department in Riyadh Schools, Saudi Arabia. She worked as a curriculum and assessment leader in curriculum development, designing assessments and utilizing data to make informed decisions. With over 13 years of experience in teaching and leadership positions, Ms. Amani has previously worked as a teacher and head of the science and math department. She holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry, a master's degree in educational leadership in practice from Manchester University, and a master's degree in education from Liverpool John Morris University. Additionally, Ms. Amani is a qualified trainer accredited by Cambridge, specializing in training English language teachers in primary and secondary school. She is also a certified school inspector, driven by her passion for creating positive outcomes for children. Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Amani, and you may start.
Thank you, Asa, thank you. I'm not sure if you can see my screen now.
Yes, great. We can see it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome each participant in today's session on empowering digital learning with AI. In today's session, we will be discussing the role of generative AI in supporting education. We will talk about some rules that we can follow to effectively use the AI in education. And at the end, we are going to talk about some AI tools that help educators. Um, so in our rapidly changing world, digital learning has become a crucial factor in acquiring new skills in order to bridge the gap between what we learn in schools and the demands of the job market. So, with the aid of digital tools, it's easier now for educational institutions to offer personalized learning experiences tailored to each individual. And your presence here today clearly demonstrates the significance of digital learning and preparing our kids for the future. So, in today's technological driven world, especially post COVID 19 pandemic, I think technology has become a must in our educational systems um, um, and also in our learning process. It used to be an option before COVID 19, but right now I think it's a must in all in educational institutions. If you look at instructors and teachers and students, administrators, they are all using technology now. Now, when it comes to I can consider it now as an option, but pretty soon, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a must for the next generation. So let's get started with how can generative AI improve digital learning? So if you can see here, we have three things that we need to consider. So in terms of students, generative AI can support personalized learning based on students' questions. So AI will be answering the question that students want an answer for. If the students ask the question, they got an answer, and they didn't understand the answer, they can simply ask for simpler or shorter answer. So the answer could be customized based on their needs. When it comes to homework or project that they are doing at home, AI can help the students generate new ideas or even integrate ideas together. If they have a writing task, they can ask about the structure of the writing. And the most important thing here for students, that AI is available all the time outside the school hours. So they can, anytime they have question in mind, they can simply ask AI to answer them. When it comes to teachers, and this is what we're going to be talking about today, the main feature for teachers is to provide personalized learning materials like lesson plans, designing activities, and all the time consuming tasks that the teachers are doing. So when the teachers get the help they need in such tasks, they have time to what really matters in classroom, like communication with students, like social and emotional learning and skills. Also the learning process, and as I mentioned, AI is always available to provide resources, activities, so learning is always available for everyone, for students, for teachers, and for all educators. So, okay. I want to start with an important framework when it comes to AI. This framework is known as the AI sandwich. So the AI sandwich basically, you can think of a burger sandwich where the very top layer is the bun, is the human. So as a human, you need to first ask the question to the AI. That's where you set the context and you make the request from the AI. Then the AI is going to generate the answers on the context that you already requested. The AI generating the context, you are still going to have to edit and share. So you can think about this framework as the 3 steps process. And I think one of the mistakes my teachers or people are doing sometimes when dealing with AI is that they expect to ask a question and get the right answer. But basically, AI doesn't work this way. AI is much more of a dance or a dialogue where you're going to ask many questions. And then you're going to ask one question, AI will share information, then you will take this information, you edit, improve it, and maybe you will ask another question. So it's not one question or what we call one-shot process. Instead, it's multi-shot. So you will ask a question, you will edit, you will ask again, and then until you get the answer that you want. So a great example would be if you want to ask them, let's say ChatGPT or any AI tool to create a lesson plan for you. You can say one question, you can say, create a lesson plan about a water cycle for students. Instead of saying that, you can say, create a 50-minute lesson plan for my students to learn about, for example, the water cycle. Now, you will get an answer for this, but sometimes it's going to be, it's going to go a little bit off. So for a better answer, you can break down your question. Like create a 50 minutes lesson plan. I want the 10 minutes to be engaging activity for students. The second 10 minutes, I want them to understand the concept. In this way, you will get exactly what you want. You will get a much better answer. So this leads us to the main question of today's session, which is how to ask a question to AI in an effective way in order to get the effective answer. And this takes us to the RIPE method. And honestly, I'm teaching this to my teachers all the time when it comes to AI. When we're talking about the RIPE method, is how you can ask a question to AI in an effective way. Basically, how to ask a question to get the answer you want, to get a good answer. So the RIPE method, as you can see on my screen, it has four steps: the rule, the instruction, the parameter, and the example. So in the first step, which is the rule, what we need to do is to tell the AI who it should be. Because AI can act as anyone, right? It can tell you a joke, it can talk to you as a student or as a teacher. So we want to make sure here that to tell AI exactly how to behave in the way that we want. So what's the output that should be? We can say, for example, if you look at the example here, we can tell AI that you want them to be expert instructional designer. And I want you to design a lesson plan for 5th grade or 10th grade. If you look at the second one, which is the instruction is going to be the actual question that you ask AI. So that's telling AI what to do. Now, if you look at the next 2 steps, I think most people do not include them, which they are very important. So the first one is the parameter. So we want to tell AI where are the limits? What are the things should not do? Or maybe how should it respond? So for example, you can ask AI, please create, I want you to act like an expert instructional designer today, create a lesson plan on motorcycle, and you can say, do not include information about, for example, culturally sensitive topic or a certain idea or something that you don't want it to be included in the lesson plan. So this is a very important thing. You can decide what you want and what to remove on what you can simply say, I want fifth grade level with visuals, with you can decide exactly what you want. The last thing for this framework, which makes a really big difference, and this is something that helped the teachers all the time, which is actually showing AI what it should look like. So if you already have a lesson plan that you prepared once, which was a good one, and you want something similar in a different topic, you can simply give it to AI. You can say, create a lesson plan similar to the one I have uploaded. Here, you're training AI. You're training AI to sound more similar like you in the way that you want. So I always tell the teachers that you have a wealth of information to give AI, to train it. This might be another example, like an old email you have written before. You can simply copy and paste it and ask for a better email, something similar to this. So the AI will sound like you, not like a robot. So giving the example is something very important. When you give example on what you really want, the answer will be much better. So training AI based on what you've done previously is a very good way to get what you need. This method, the right method, you can use it with any AI tool, regardless of what it is, what the tool is. And this framework is really good for teachers to create a good question in order to get good answer. In this picture, as you can see here, we have different tools of AI. We're using some of them in education. Today, I have chosen only two. I want to talk about them. The first one is Magic School, which is an amazing tool. It's a great platform for teachers to help them save hours by providing them with generative tools. Basically, teachers in seconds can create a rubric or a lesson plan. However, I emphasize all the time that teachers need to ask the question or to put the right input for AI. Make sure that you write them the question in the right way, add all the information you need, so the answer will be the one that you want. So if you look at Magic School, I've chosen today 6 features for Magic School, which is I like the most, and my teachers are using all the time. We have the 5E model science lesson plan, which is a very easy way to use the 5E models to create the lesson plan. The rubric generator is amazing. If you have any task, you can simply write what you want exactly, and it's going to generate in 1 second, generate a rubric for you in the table format. You can edit, by the way, you can copy and paste, edit. The lesson plan generator also, you just give the objective or the standard and it's going to generate it for you. Another amazing one is the multiple choice quiz generator, which is based on text. So you will give the text and then it's going to generate multiple choice questions. For math teachers, they are always struggling with the story word problems. They can just enter the concept or the topic, and it's going to generate a story word problem for them. And the last one I was using as a science teacher, which is the 3-dimensional science assessment generator. This one is good if your school is using NGSS. So you can simply put the standard that you want, and then it's going to generate for you the assessment. Another tool I like also, it's called Terra, which is another tool we use to unpack the standards. At the beginning, I know unpacking the standards is not an easy process, especially at the beginning of the year. So Terra is an amazing tool. You can find all the standards, whether it's Common Core and NGSS or whatever. choose the standard that you want, the grade level that you want, and then it's going to unpack the standard for you. So here is an example, like the standard name, and then it gives you a description for the standard and a simpler description for the standard. It gives you an example of what the students need to master by the end in order to achieve the standards. It gives you the learning objectives and the core skills and the skills that students need to master before mastering this standard. So this is a very good tool also that they can use, the teachers can use at school. However, and there is no doubt that AI tools are very helpful, but I tell my teachers all the time, follow the rule of 70-30. So with all the tools that we have now, with all the AI generators and everything, I tell them use the rule of 70-30, which is AI will do 70% of the work, which is very good. You will save time. But at the end, you will be doing at least 30% of the work by editing, adapting based on what you really need, based on your students' needs. So AI is an amazing addition to education. It has the potential to make teachers more effective, more efficient, and productive. However, in all my sessions, I like people to keep in mind that it lacks humans' creativity. It will never replace what educators are doing. And that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, and I'm here to answer any question.
Okay, thank you, Miss Amani. And any questions, please, for Miss Amani? You may write them in the chat box.
If you have any question, you can just
Thank
write it
you.
in the chat box or you can ask me.
They, they just wrote, thank you, Miss Amani, for your
Thank you.
lovely ideas.
Yes,
Okay.
it is a trend now. It's a very good trend, by the way, if we use it in the right way. Um,
Yeah.
um, it depends all the time. It depends on the input that you put. If you ask the question in the right way, you will get what you want. And the new tools for the lesson plans, for the activity designer, it's very nice now. It's going to save time for teachers to do the things that really matters, which is interacting with students, talk to them. Yes, Hiba.
Okay. Miss Heba said that, or asked, how to deal with the higher grade students when they submit homework generated by AI.
Oh, I'm getting this question all the time. Honestly, if we're using AI, our mentality for teaching and learning should be different. So, if the students are generating the work from AI, that's fine. But do they have the skill? So they can get the content from AI. But as a teacher, you have your own way to know. You can simply ask one question about the work. If they answered it correctly, it means that they have the skill, even if they just took it from AI or asked questions for AI. So usually what we're doing now with high school, especially when it comes to writing or whatever, when they submit the homework or whatever they are doing, we ask them follow-up questions to make sure that even if they used AI, they still have still have the skill that we want them to master. So it's not about the content, honestly, it's about the skill. Yes, definitely. Check their understanding for the content. This is another thing. So we can always ask follow-up questions. And honestly, this is a discussion all the time on, is it a good thing to let my students use AI? I tell the teachers all the time that look at the future. As teachers now, we are allowed to use AI, and it helps us all the time. As any kind of job we are doing now, AI is making our life easier. So this is what the students want, because it's never about the content. The content, it's always about the skill. Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Hiba. Thank you, Khulud.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Khuderi. Khulud, thank you. Okay. Now, may I ask them a question, Miss Amani? May I ask our audience a question
Yeah, of
about
course.
what you said? Okay. Okay, dear audience, may I ask you, can the AI replace teachers in the future or not? Could you please write in the chat box? Write your answers in the chat box.
This is a good question, by the way.
I just
Teachers,
want to check.
teachers are worried. Teachers are worried about this nowadays.
Yeah,
They think they will lose their
but you
jobs.
clarified it in your presentation, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Hi, people. Where are your answers? No. Hannah said no. Nobody knows. Possibly. Khulud, possibly. Okay. What else? Okay, so to some extent, yes. Okay, they can.
Yeah,
Teachers can never replace. AI
yes.
can't give a warm hug or a welcoming smile to cheer up students. Great, thank you, Hiba.
Definitely, Hiba, definitely.
We
That's
talk about
absolutely right.
future. Yes, Khulud, we are talking about the future. Yes,
Anyway, I want to just say one thing before I leave.
yes,
A- AI can replace some jobs, honestly, but not the teacher's job.
yeah.
Yes.
Because I
Never
think
the
teaching,
teacher's job.
yes, teaching needs the creativity of teachers and the
Yes.
humanity of them too.
Humanity, the
Nada,
social and emotional
yes,
skills and everything. Yes, that's true.
Nada said not really. It would be very helpful at gathering information and different strategies, but I don't believe it would be better at the explanation part of the discussion or with the rapport. Yes,
Yes, definitely. Building rapport with the students is very important. And definitely AI will not be able to do this. So
yes.
teachers are important. No one can say anything.
It's a
It
sandwich.
is.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
definitely.
Well said,
It's a
Hannah. It's a
sandwich.
sandwich. Yeah, great, great, great. Okay, any other answers? Any other comments? Okay, thank you all. And thanks a lot, Miss Amani, for
Thank
your
you. Thank
valuable
you.
session about AI. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your participation with us. Thank you.